Hi, second graders, and welcome back to another day of skills. I am Ms. Catron from Citizenship Academy. I'm so excited because today we are on Unit 4, Lesson 9. We're working our way through really well. Alrighty, guys, so as you guys know, I always start my lessons with some goals. That lets us know what we're trying to learn by the end of the lesson. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at our goals for today. There we go. Okie dokie. Let's just make sure this plays. Alrighty. 3 targets today. I can identify nouns and verbs in sentences. Goal number 2. I can read words with different spellings for the O sound. Goal number 3. I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story, The Subway. Let's do this together. All right, you have worked with nouns and verbs in previous lessons. So what is a noun? A noun is a person, place, thing, idea, or an animal. What is a verb? A verb is an action word. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to practice finding nouns and verbs in our sentences. All right, so we're going to kind of do this in our brains, but we're going to underline our verbs and circle our nouns. All righty. She baked muffins for us. Who is our person, place, thing, idea, or animal? It's she. We can give her a name. We can say Miss Catron. What is she doing? What's her action? She is baking. Ooh, also another noun that I didn't think of was muffins. All right, the next one, the man ran to the gym. I see 2 nouns and a verb. Alrighty, let's see. The man and the gym are both nouns, and ran is an action word. It's a verb. He read that book at bedtime. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, so what he's doing is he's reading. That's his verb. Verb is an action word. The noun is the book. Next one. The dog jumped over the fence. Remember, a noun is a person, place, thing, animal, or idea. All right, I see 2. I see dog and fence for our nouns, and jumped is the action word. Remember, verb is a word, it's an action word. My teacher lives on a street near the school. I think I see 3 nouns in this one. All right, our nouns are teacher, street, and school. Our verb, our word, our action word is lives. That's what she is doing. All right, next up, we're going to be practicing our spellings for the O sound. O is when it says its name. O. All righty. So we're going to learn the O sound when it's spelled O-W. So O-W, when I see it, when I read it, when I spell it, it says the O sound. Alrighty. Remember that our vowel cards are going to be green because green means go. It's going to let all the air through. Oh, nothing's blocking it. All right, I see this in words like snow. Now, if you guys remember, my power bar lets me know how often I see this spelling. So if I think about the O sound, and I look at my power bar, I'm not going to see it that much. The power bar shows that it's not a very common spelling for the O sound. Something I need to know for when I'm reading and I'm writing, but I'm not going to see it that much. All right, let's practice reading words with this spelling. Remember, OW says O, so the first one is O, low. My turn, low, your turn. Good job. The next one is O, toe. My turn, toe, your turn. Good job. Next one is row. Oh, show. All righty. You guys can practice reading these words as well. Crow. Blow. All righty, good job practicing those. All right. So if we look at all of these words, we're looking, where do I see that OW? O. Beginning, middle, or end of my word? I see it at the end of all of these words. All right, now we're going to read 2-syllable words. These are longer, they have 2 syllables in each of them. and they have the O sound. All right, the first one is pillow, pillow. When I'm reading two-syllable words, a good strategy, I like to call it chunky monkey. I'm going to chunk my word into two parts. All right, so P-I-L is pillow, pillow. All right, and the next one is below. Again, I can chunk that up into two smaller words that I know how to read, below. All right, I have below, I have bellow, fellow. Your turn. Pillow. All right, now we're going to read words that have the O spelling. Down, down, clown, howl, now, how, cow, bow. All right, the O spelling is tricky. When you see it in a word, you should remember there's going to be a tug of war between two different sounds, O and ow. So OW can say O, like in the word show, or it can say ow, like in the word now. So there's almost a tug of war between those two. These are something we're just going to have to remember. All right, we're going to practice in our Google Forms or on Seesaw. But in the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be reading the story, The Subway. As you guys know, Kim and Kurt are on a journey to find Kim a summer job. So we're going to read The Subway. All right, what are the places that Kim has already looked for a job? I know she's been to Dwight's Lights. I know she's been to the gym. I know she's been to the corner market. And I know that she has been to the diner. Whew, this is a long day. Today's story does not involve Kim applying for a job, but instead it is about her subway ride from Brooklyn to Manhattan. Now, as you guys remember, Kim and Kurt take this subway. It is a form of public transportation. We'll find it in big cities like in New York City. She has her subway card, which has their fare or their money on it to ride the subway. Brooklyn and Manhattan are boroughs in New York City. A borough is a neighborhood consisting of a county, cities, villages, and towns. All right, so here I have a map of New York City and the 5 boroughs: Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. Now the 2 arrows are pointing to where they're going to travel to today: Manhattan and Brooklyn. To get to Manhattan from Brooklyn, Kim and Kurt will take a subway to go under a river. A subway actually goes underground. That's the cool thing about a subway. Have you guys ever ridden on a subway before? I have. It's very cool. You have seats, or some people stand and hold on to the pole so they don't fall down. All right, we're going to look at some spellings before we begin. First, I have my E sounds. Meal, breathing, seats, here, east. Next, I have my A sounds. Train, weighted, air. Next up, I have my A sound spelled A-Y, subway, day, suede. Next up, I have my sounds, river, under, closer, better. Here are some other multi-syllable words: finished, waitress, Manhattan, platform, inside. All right, let's look at some of our vocabulary. So we're going to look at 2 different things today. One is to leave a tip. So if you're at a restaurant, you're going to leave money for your waitress. Or sometimes you'll leave a tip if you get your nails done, your hair done, and sometimes anything that someone does a service for you. Someone might wash your car and you leave them a tip. Next up, we're looking at Times Square. Times Square is a big attraction in New York City. There's lots of lights that you'll see, lots of billboards. It's hustling and bustling. There's a lot to see and do in Times Square. We're going to see a little bit about that in our story today. Here we have the East River that is in New York City. Up here we have a platform. A platform is where you stand and wait before you board the subway. Alrighty. How do you get from place to place? Some of us take a school bus to school. Some of us take a car to school. Some of us are walkers when we go to school or other places. When you read the subway, you should think of the ways the subway is similar to or different from the types of transportation you have taken before? Okay, so we're going to think, how is it similar and how is it different from how we get from place to place? Alrighty, guys, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to switch my screen and we're going to read about the subway together. A couple things to remember while we're reading. You're going to take your finger and you're going to follow along with me as I read. Alrighty, guys. Alrighty. So here we have all about the subway. Okay, so as I mentioned, you're going to follow along with your finger. You can read along with me, or you can listen the first time and go back and read it through the second time. The subway. When Kim and Kurt were finished eating, Kim paid for the meal and left a tip for the waitress. Then they went out of the diner. We need to go get on the subway and go into Manhattan, she said. Manhattan, Kurt said with a loud sigh. This job hunt will take all day. It won't take that long. I'm just having no luck here in Brooklyn. Maybe I can find a job in Manhattan. They walked to the subway stop. Kim got out the fare card her mom had given her. Which train will we take? Kurt asked. The number 3 train. Kim pointed to the map on the wall. She showed Kurt a red line on the map. We will ride here in Brooklyn over to Manhattan, all the way up to Times Square. Kurt pointed at the spot on the map that marked the East River. Will we get to see the river? No, said Kim. The subway goes under the river. That's why it's named a subway. Sub means under. A subway is a train that goes under things like rivers and roads. It travels underground. Kurt and Kim waited on the platform for the subway train. Soon, Kurt could hear the sound of the train as it got closer. There was a gust of air. The train rolled up to the platform and stopped. The people inside the subway train were packed in tight. There were no seats, so Kim reached up and grabbed the strap. Kurt held on tight to Kim's leg. The train started off with a jerk. All people swayed from side to side. Kurt could hear the train squeaking and creaking. Soon the train slowed down. A voice came over the speaker. This is Clark Street. Next stop is Wall Street. Where are we? Kurt asked Kim. This is the last stop in Brooklyn, Kim explained. Next, the subway crosses over to Manhattan. Then we can get off? I'm so squashed. I'm having a hard time breathing. Hang in there, Kim said. Some people will get off as soon as we get to Manhattan. Kim was right. The next stop was Wall Street. Lots of people got off the train. At last, Kim and Kurt got seats on the train. This is much better. Alrighty, guys. So that is the story about the subway. Next up, I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to ask and answer some questions because that was our last goal for today. Okay. Question number 1, why does Kim want to go to Manhattan? Why does Kim want to go to Manhattan? Remember, her job hunt is not going well in Brooklyn. She thought she might have better luck in Manhattan. Question number 2, describe the inside of the subway train. I might describe it as crowded. Kurt said he was squashed and it was hard to breathe. It's also bumpy. Remember when it came to a stop and everybody swayed? What sounds does the subway make? It's loud when it sways and when it stops. Why was Kurt having difficulty breathing? There was a lot of people and he was really squished in there. Did Kurt and Kim end up getting seats? Yeah, remember Kim said a lot of people will get off and then we'll have seats. She was right. They did. All right. Last reminder is you're going to be having a spelling test soon, so remember to study those spelling words. Let's think about our goals for today. Did we practice nouns and verbs? Yes, we did. Did we practice reading sounds with the O, reading words with the O sound? Yes, we did. Did we ask and answer questions about the story, The Subway? Yes, we did. All right, second graders, great job. Don't forget to do your Seesaw and your Google Forms work today. I've loved this lesson with you, and I can't wait for lesson 10 next time. Bye, guys.